Today I was thinking about the divine. Just today. No. I was thinking about images of divinity and different ways on looking on them. I grew up in a societal background where you would not use images that represent God, because in the Bible it also says you should not make any images of your God. And so in the church that is predominant in the area where I come from, which is the Protestant church, you do not really have many visual expressions of divinity. We also do not celebrate saints in the way that Catholics or other traditions would do. So we do have very little visual expressions of divinity, other than like Jesus and the apostle and the father and mother of Jesus. And I also grew up with a close family member of mine being also very sensitive with that, feeling like not being able to relate to that in the Catholic traditions, or they were finding it limiting, which I understand, because, well, here comes the thing, because it's all about our relationship to God, to the divine, to the essence of life, to the source, to the Great Spirit. And having an image can limit the way of how you see. It's like, when you read a book, you have your whole imagination to yourself of how that looks like. And then maybe the next stage is you listen to an audiobook where you have like already the voice being influenced by the person reading. And then you watch a movie, and there you have the visual and the auditive being set by somebody else. So in that sense, I grew up with that perception that if you have an image, you are limited in your image of God, in your way of feeling and perceiving, and kind of not allowing the boundlessness of divine expression. And on the other hand, every object is a manifestation of divinity, of the Great Spirit, of God, of the Great Mother, of the divine love. No matter if that object is generally seen as living or not, we are all part of divine creation. Me, you, that mug, the wall, the phone, the tree outside, the bird. There is no difference between any of these things. We are all divine, we are all energy. We are all mirrors of each other. As such, expressions of the divine. And with that, we can all also be a resemblance of such an aspect of divinity. And there is where we can also be that for each other. Maybe some of you know the beautiful rainbow song where it says, "You help me see you in all, see you in me." That's exactly how it is. It's all about our relationship. With ourselves, our surroundings, in the essence, our relationship with life itself, with God, with the divine. And if we have that relationship, then an image can be very powerful as well. Because on one hand, then we have that image, that sense, that knowing of this is how it feels to be connected to the divine. This is how it feels to me, how I see it, sense it, hear it, feel it, know it, to be connected to God, to be speaking to God, to be guided by, to be one, to be together, to be aligned with and by, and so on and so forth. That inner relationship that we build then also can be expressed externally. Because, you know, without that, any object would be empty anyways. And empty would be the same as limited. But as soon, like with that relationship, with that connection, the object can be very meaningful and beautiful and powerful, and a tool, a doorway, a gateway for us to remember the presence of love, the presence of God, to remember who we are and what we are here for, to align us, to help us in whichever moment we're facing, to be the truest version of ourselves. Pardon me. Yeah. That was what wanted to be shared right now about visual expressions. And it feels for me always so hard to speak just on one aspect, because it's all like, it's this beautiful multi-dimensional structure, web creation. So just speaking about this tiny snippet, this tiny slice, yeah, it's a fraction, but maybe a fraction that can inspire you or reminds you of something. And if you have any questions of any sort, I don't even know myself of which sort, but feel free to raise them. Thank you for receiving. Blessings.